What we got with us on the Stash House check-in?
Pamela Denise Ramsey.
Talk to us. What's going on with you?
Hello. Couldn't you put some pictures of my clothes? Some of my clothes be showing.
Mm-hmm.
People are so concerned about what I got on these days. But anyway, today is the funeral of Gail Johnson. A funeral which I was asked not to come to, you know, but her son, Willie Hamill, which really, really hurts me and breaks my heart very, very badly. So excuse me, you all, if y'all see tears, because they're not gonna just be tears of sadness for myself. It's tears for sadness for him. Tears for sadness for my daughter, which is Diamond, his child. She's having a birthday coming up October 13th. She'll be older, another year older. And I'm gonna remind you all that our child is 30 years old. Okay? First off, Gail Johnson. Let me tell you of happiness too. Gail Johnson is like one of the most amazing women in my life. Okay. First of all, her connection to me. Her first connection, because that's not her connection, but her first connection with me was her son, of course. We had a child together. I'm gonna be truthful, okay? And don't care about nobody getting mad about my truth. I was in a relationship in a relation, you know, like that, with 3 men at one time. Okay? One who was doing a 4-year bid, which was my man, my number one, put it like that. Two, a man which was Willie Mundane. I'm saying names because I am. This is my story, my book. I'm going to eventually write. Two is Floyd Bondren III. Which I eventually got in a relationship with him because when he was gone, after 2 years, I was like, oh, let me do my thing. You know, keeping it gutter. Yeah, I'm a ghetto princess at times. Then we have Willie Hamill, which was a at the club one night stand thing. You know, who had a woman? Okay, I didn't know of at the time, but he was involved in a relationship with somebody way younger than us. Anyway, in my opinion, way younger than us. I'm just going to project, so somebody else might feel like it ain't. In my opinion. About 5 years. No, somebody else or more. Somebody else might think different. But anyway, I had that. Okay. Back to Willie Hamill. Met Willie Hamill at the club. One night stand. Whoa. Big turn off. Because he snuck me in his grandma's house. We weren't really clashing at the time, you know. But I understand why he had a woman. But still, it wasn't good read to me. But anyway, I end up getting pregnant. First of all, wasn't having sex with the first one because he was in prison. Second of all, was having sex with the one I ended up trying to, we was kind of closer to our messing with him on a regular. Did not use a rubber. Okay. Then we got Willie Hamill and the rubber busted. Okay. So, the most beautiful thing in the world happened to me. And by the way, her name is Diamond. And that's not a stripper name. That's her real name. Because she was the most precious thing in the world to me. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that she was going to flourish like a diamond. Because, a diamond, it takes time to get to where it needs to be. And I knew by the time she got grown, in her mind where she needs to be. And when I say grown, it don't mean 21, okay? She would be like a diamond, shine, okay? That was my most beautiful thing in the world, that girl. Couldn't nobody tell me shit. Me and her dad, I'm dressed like they. Anyway, back to this. Okay, so now that's where the three come in at, okay? So, there was a possibility that one was and one wasn't. That we never got to that blood test or anything, okay? Back to Gail Johnson. Okay, now that was how Willie Hamill came into my life with Gail Johnson. Her son was Willie Hamill, okay? The guy with the woman and the one that was kind of busted, okay? Now, this lady, after finding out that Diamond, which is me and Willie's daughter, could be a chance to be somebody else's grandbaby besides her. Now, let's get to Gail Johnson. I just want to make sure that you know, this lady was knowing, wow, Gail Johnson. Okay, oh Lord, Gail Johnson was a social worker. Man, did she do her social work. A sassy but jazzy dress. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know how to drive. I was so mad at times that she was. But anyway, she was a beautiful lady. I mean, I was ghetto fabulous at times, and sometimes I wasn't. But with raising this child of ours, because that Diamond was our child, okay? And the reason why I'm going to tell you that is because at 5 years old, Gail Johnson became Diamond's mother full time. That was her mom from another mother, okay? Knowing that this could be somebody else's grandchild. Not just knowing this, but allowing her to spend Christmas with this family, to spend birthdays with this family, and for her to know both families, okay? I cannot tell you why to this very day why her and Mr. Johnson allowed that. That could have been the best, most beautiful thing in my daughter's life, was having them two families, okay? Because it allowed her a life experience of truth at an early age. And so far, she's conquered everything and I'm talking about my daughter, that I didn't conquer. I'm talking from not being a teenage mom to actually going on with her college, choosing her own way of life. Okay? I'm talking, my daughter has one child, which is Peyton, and she chose when to have that child. She planned it. Okay? Me, I had Diamond was 30, and I had I had two living kids, but 4 altogether because I've had abortions and miscarriages. Matter of fact, 5 by the time I was 30. So you see the big difference? This woman helped prepare my daughter for a life that she would have never had. I'm really thinking about that deeply. Gail Johnson was just an awesome woman in me and my daughter's life. And without her, I wouldn't have the diamond that I have today. I wouldn't have that beautiful young man who gets spicy as I don't know what sometimes. It gets on my nerves, but I love her at the same time. You know, I wouldn't have her, you know, so I thank you, Gail. I love you. Now, Gail Johnson was like a mother to me, okay? Through all my umps, bumps, drugs, still drugging. She's always been there, you know? And don't get me wrong. She will have she don't hide nothing, she don't sugarcoat nothing. She just almost had to try to fight me. No. She was gonna fight me because I would never disrespect her and hit her. She was trying to fight me like about a month and a half ago. I mean, boy, her duked up and everything gave me. Come on. I'll beat your ass. Remember? And what was so beautiful about that, it didn't take for me to keep calling. Because when you know your truth, you go on. You ain't got to beat it back and forth about nothing. You hear me? About nothing when you know your truth. I came over there on my usual and stopped me from bringing my food pantry food every Friday from the church around the corner. You hear me? Because that's just what I do, you know. Besides drugs, that's what I do, okay? And Diamond, she really don't care about the food. She say things with the Gail. She really don't care about the food, you know. Didn't really care about the pampers until I talked to the people to get the exact size and kind she want. But now they got it together. They got that kind she want. But Gail, she loved that little food. You hear me? She liked it there, you know. And one day I brought the food over, and she came out the door. So when she was mad, she didn't come out the door. You know, she just stood back, you know, because she was hurt. And and she had a right to be at the time from what she thought, okay? But anyway, it's been about 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago to be exact. She came outside. I was bringing in food, and she hugged me. And she said, I love you. I said, I love you too. I always love you. You hear me? She told me she apologized for her behavior because she was wrong. And she sees that somebody manipulated her so that she could do this to me so that I could be put out and not allowed at the house, okay? And it was my daughter's boyfriend at the time, Marcus. But anyway, we got over that, me and her, and I was coming back. I was back, you know, in there, but apparently everybody might. For whatever reasons, I'm not allowed. I thought it was that reason. You hear me? But for whatever reasons, I'm not allowed at the funeral. You know. Which my opinion, because my opinion matters of that. It's bullshit. Because I spent a whole lot of time with Gail. Me and her have been to all type of different places together. Nails, thumbs, feet, you know. We done been to parent teachers conferences together. Grocery shopping together. Shopping together. We spent a lot of time talking together, watching TV together. And I feel like that was bullshit. And whoever was in their feelings, that was their feelings, they were hers. And it was her funeral. And she didn't put in a memo for me not to beat her. And I should go anyway. It's a public place, but I don't want to make a scene because my baby daddy's going to be the one to cause the scene because he's going to do something that I'm allow myself. Listen, I'm going to allow myself to go ahead and get what I want to get off anyway. I can't do that because I got a grandbaby. She has a family who love her, and I love her. I don't want her going home to be like that. But I just hope that people see this another way you always make. And it's today. You came today. I didn't call you. You just came. God. Because God uses people. And I'm not going to say use them like the way y'all might think, but he allows people to do things to help you and to say what he want to be said. And I believe it. And I couldn't believe what really hurt me the most is this. I came over to the house, and I could be wrong, you heard me? I came over to my daughter's house. Her side, which she rent, you know, and he was sitting on a porch. This was 3 days after from, no, the next day after we found out she was dead, I think. Yeah, it was, because I was not allowed to be over there. Okay, anyway. And he's sitting on the porch, and I comes to knock on the door. Diamond didn't answer, so her front door is open, okay, and the screen door is unlocked, and the gate is unlocked, okay, and I opens the door, and he closes. You don't just go in there like that. I say, because this is what we do. This is a new thing to me because this is what we do. So I was like taken off guard for real. This is not what you do. You don't just walk up in her house. And I feel like, damn, I'm not a stranger. I'm her mother. You know. And this is what we do. This is nothing like I'm doing something new. This is what we've been doing. You know. And I'm like, what? And I'm opening the door because it wasn't what he said, it was how he said it. Okay? Kind of ticked me off. Because he's always want to be in control of everything. Okay? But anyway. I say, this ain't your house. This is my daughter's house. I say, and that was Gail's house, because it's 2 apartments, 2 families. I say, but now that Gail is gone, you taking over, so I guess that's your house now. But this is where my daughter got her bills are here. You hear me? This is where she live at. Okay? So he hurried up and correct me and told me that I wasn't allowed there. And I'm like, huh? I was just here, mind you, the day of the funeral, the day of her, we find out she passed, in the house, washing up, asked to clean the upstairs where all the dog shitted at. Now this is what people think of me, okay? And I could be wrong. I was asked to clean up where the body was found and left there at like 6 o'clock in the evening. And I think it was already been there for a little while. Where the dog done shitted everywhere in the house. Okay? I was asked to clean that. But come over the next day to get a time and when you want me to clean this free of charge. Okay? To put that out there too. Truth. And this is how I was treated. So, he said, okay, well, let me let your daughter tell you. You ain't want it. I said, oh, yeah. Let my daughter tell me that. Okay? And she came out with a look on her face. And she said, Mama, you're not wanted here, and come here and let me talk to you. And she walking me up the street. And she says he's in charge of the house now because Gail is paying. I said, yeah, but by law, you're a bricklayer. There's slaughter's law. Can't nobody just put you out and do that to you. And legally me either because of I was living here not too long ago. And it'll be a sad thing, and I'm just being honest, I had the conversation with, for me, to take his ass to court, since he wanna be so high and mighty. Because I've been put out this motherfucker too many times and let back in. And it's against the law. Real talk. But that's my daughter. That's her grandmother. That's her dad. You hear me? I choose to sleep in the park. Sleep on the porch, which I can't do that no more. You know? There's a lot of shit people don't know about. I'm allowed to come when I got something. But I hit a lick. But if I ain't carrying gifts, I ain't welcome. And for whatever reason that is, I've asked for it to be said and talked to me about it. I haven't got that conversation yet. And I'm begging for it again. Because whatever it is, I need to get it fixed. I need to get it fixed. Because I'm tired of this relationship with my daughters. I'm tired of my grandbabies in this relationship. I really am. It's wearing me down. And before I go, I want us to have a better relationship. I really do. And the first thing everybody gonna say out here, it's the judge, it's the judge, it's the judge. Well, tell them motherfuckers to quit smoking weed. Tell them motherfuckers to quit drinking, because they be under the influence they own selves fucking with me. And that's real talk. Tell them to quit doing what the fuck they doing too. Because all the while damn near this been going on. This has been going on too. So it's not just that on my side. It's on both sides. Okay? And it could be something that happened when she was a kid. It could be anything. It could be just her attitude or mind or something she feels some type of way. You know, because like I said, Gail Johnson raised her. I did. You know, so I don't know if she felt some type of way about that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I know she do because she's always, Gail was this and Gail did this and Gail did that and Gail did this. So I know this will come on. You're 30. You don't need to keep on keeping this stuff bottled up inside. Let's go to counseling. You know what I'm saying? Start off with individual and then we come on with family. You know, it's a way that we can do this. I'm ready. I've been saying it. You know? I can't make nobody else do nothing. Nothing. You know? I can only do the best that I can. And I feel like me been throwing counseling for years was the best I could throw at the time. And it still is. You know? Somebody who been educated. Or somebody who been educated and wrote down our wrong. You know? But like I say, and it ain't just on Diamond. Maddie needs counseling too. But this is my Gail Johnson thing today. Forget all that. Hey, Gail. I love you, lady. And I thank you, which I've always thanked her. She knows how much I appreciate her. And it shows. Because from the time this daughter of mine, little Pam, was born to now, Miss Johnson has always been like me. Her have always been thick as thieves. Up until almost last year. Yep, about the last year. Yeah, about the last year. Things have started. You know what I'm saying? But we figured it out. We got it going on. Both sides. I mean, we got it. It's cool. Put it like that. It's good. It's cool. We had a happy ending the way it was supposed to be. You know? And it's not an ending because I believe that I will see her again. You know? And not just that. That was just a shell she was in. To me, her spirit is still here. She's still here. You know what I'm saying? That was just that shell is gone. She don't need that. You know, she's with God. You know, he's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they needed. They didn't need that shell. The shell wasn't allowed. You know, and I want to say this to my daughter. Please don't blame yourself. Because she blamed herself because her granny was next door and she wasn't checking on her as much as she felt like she should have. Or whatever, you know. She has a big family. You wasn't the only one not checking on her like they should. Real talk. Or not keeping, you know, whatever. You know, you wasn't the only one. So don't beat yourself up about it. You have a 4-year-old daughter, okay? You're just started a new job with good insurance, good 401k, and damn good hourly pay. You didn't want to mess that up, and she didn't want you to mess that up either. So for she would watch that baby while you go for a couple of hours to your daddy, to your baby daddy pick the baby up. So therefore, quit beating yourself up. Okay? She wanted to spend as much time with Pepe as she could because she knew she was on her way out the door without a doubt. She knew her father was calling her home. So therefore, don't beat yourself up. You gave her the best of your years and the best of your life. She was allowed that. God allowed her to have all that to make her be all the woman that she was to be, to help that. Not for her to be, but to help that, to grow with that. Don't beat yourself up. You was what you was and what you is, what you will always be in Gail Johnson's life and what God wanted you to be in her life. And with that, Peace, be still.